Welcome to the Beauty Blend podcast, where we delve deep into the world of beauty from the inside out. I'm Stephanie.
And I'm Brittany.
And we're so excited to have you here today. We're going to talk about some skincare tips, some hair tips, and some wellness tips in the winter. Since now the cold is upon us, I think we're all feeling the pain of that. Yes, my skin's noticing it. My hair's getting a little flaky. Well, so I normally have oily skin. I feel like now I'm having spots like on my chin, and really more on my chin and like sometimes on my nose, but I get flaky randomly. And so I feel like my product needs to change a little bit in certain areas. And then my hair is the same way. I feel like my hair gets really flaky and dry, and even like my ends I notice as well.
Right.
Are you noticing anything?
Oh, yeah. My hair is so dry. I could barely brush.
Yes. Even like out of the shower.
Out of the shower, dry.
Yes. So, I've been using a lot more of my like leave-in conditioner, which is good.
Yeah.
I need to do that, but I notice I have to use it just to brush through and not feel like I'm ripping my hair all the way out.
I just made a pact to myself that I'm going to do a hair mask once a week. I don't know why I wasn't doing this before.
I know. I think the hair is what I neglect the most. I just assume
that it's all good.
I
know. It's just
going to never does.
Then I get a cut, and then we repeat the cycle. But
and I'm really focused on my skin.
And we don't think about our hair.
I'm focused on my hair, but really you should do both.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm seeing the effects of that now.
Totally. Were you going to ask me a question?
I was going to ask, do you ever change like your skincare regimen?
So I'm going to.
Like seasonally?
I have started. I never used to because I wasn't as into the skincare stuff. But I definitely will just change what product I put where on my skin. Like there's definitely still product I use regularly that I'll continue to use in certain parts of my skin. But I just need a little extra like moisture basically to my chin and sometimes my nose for some reason. But my cheeks and my forehead still get pretty oily. And then with my hair, I do different like detoxifying shampoos in the winter to help with my scalp because I'm pretty flaky prone. And then sometimes I have like, I'll definitely use leave-in conditioner on my ends because my ends want to get a little crispy.
My ends were so crispy. I just got my hair done today, thankfully.
Looks
but
great.
I literally couldn't brush through it. It was so bad.
It happens all of a sudden.
It did happen all of a sudden. Yeah. I was like, I don't know if I'm just really overdue for this. I think it was a combination
I can see that.
The weather and then it was
just
over
life. Sometimes it just happens. And I think as females with our hormones and stuff changing too, I think that plays a role too. But I know we're wanting to give some tips because there's things that we need to start doing ourselves, and we figured our viewers.
If we're going to give the tips, we've got to do them.
We better start doing them. Do you want to give some skincare tips?
Sure. So, of course, hydration's one because the air is like so cold. And so even if you're dry or if you're oily, you might notice that your skin might be drier, meaning it's lacking like water. So you could still see like the flakiness even if you're oily. But what's funny about oily skin is
it's complicated.
It's very complicated sometimes
it
because
so complicated.
This isn't the same for like everyone, but sometimes like with oilier skin, when it starts to like dry out, it'll overproduce oil.
Yes.
To like make up for it. Yeah. And it's kind of funny how that works. It's not for everyone. It doesn't happen to everyone, but
I know about skin, but that's kind of how my hair is too. I feel like because I have oily prone hair, if I like strip it, which obviously you shouldn't really do anyway, then I'm more oily later. So I feel like it's both.
Later.
Yeah.
You know what? Yeah,
that's it overproduces. But so is there certain hydration though? I know, like since you're the skincare expert over me, that is better for the winter that you're familiar with, or anything in it that people should look out for?
I don't know about necessarily in it. It's just more of like a lighter and more like gentler one. Okay. Yeah, because it's kind of harsh outside with the winds and like the chill and stuff.
Yes.
So
it's even more important in the winter to really put that moisturizer on.
Yeah.
So if you're bad about it now, start it in the winter at least.
There's something I like to use that's by DMK that we have at our place. You have to get it at a DMK like from the office though, because you can't get it online. But it's called Hydrolock, and you put it on and it locks in the water, so to keep it from what we call like transepidermal water loss or tool from happening. So I love that.
It's even more important in the winter to have something like that.
You don't
use it all the time.
I was gonna say you don't have to use it all the time. It's just good for like when it gets drier out.
Yeah, because typically I use Trio by Skin Better.
I was just gonna say Trio's a good one. I feel like all year round because it's really good at just balancing out your skin.
Yeah, the only thing I personally notice again because I get those like chin. My chin's my trouble spot.
It seems hormonal to me.
It probably is hormonal. I feel like Trio doesn't always do everything it needs to do for that spot. So the Hydrolock would be great for me, at least just to put in that problem area.
Yeah.
What else you got for us on skin?
Well, the thing is, like, I would say for you, like, a thicker moisturizer might not be great because you have oilier skin, you know what I mean?
And
so, like,
acne prone
just make sure that it's, like, a lighter but really moisturizing kind of, the Hydrolock would be good.
Be perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you ever use the Hydrolock like over top another moisturizer, or is it?
Yeah, no, use it when you're done with everything.
Okay,
it's like
so
the
I could
little
use
topper.
Trio still. Hydrolock's just gonna. It's like a little mask
It
to
is.
keep everything
No, it
out.
literally is like waterproofing your skin.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, I need some of that. Hook me up, girl.
So something like that's really good for like everyone, I think, not just oily skin.
That's a good one.
But like for me, I have drier skin, so I might really put on a lot more of the thicker stuff.
Right.
But I'm not as acne prone though, so that's why I don't always advise it for like oilier skin.
Yeah, you can't. You have the flexibility. Put it anywhere.
But yeah, so that, and then also something I started doing was a humidifier by my bedside.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, because the air is really dry. So
and that's good for your hair too.
And it's good for your hair.
That's on my little hair tips.
Yep.
Things to keep your hair still hydrated, basically.
Exactly.
Okay, that's an easy thing you can implement.
Oh yeah, those are pretty affordable too. I think.
Yeah, I like that one.
And everyone's gonna love me for this because you hear it all the time, but sunscreen. And honestly, because even though it's cold out, you remember, like, you know when you're driving and the snow is like reflecting?
Yes,
and
it's actually worse. I hate driving.
Yeah, like it blinds you sometimes.
Yeah,
you have to think about that as like sunlight and UV rays actually is reflecting back at you too.
Yeah.
So you still need to wear. It doesn't necessarily have to be maybe as high of an SPF, but definitely still put it on.
Something under your makeup. The best part about SPF is you can find one that's got like a color tint to it.
Yeah.
And you can wear it as your foundation still. And
we love skin betters.
We love skin betters.
Because it has like a tint to it. So it like matches your foundation.
And it matches everybody's like different skin tones, which I love. And I just feel like it really, it's called even tone, but it really does even out my skin tone because I am more pink.
Yeah.
And I do feel like it's a great thing that I put on. Even if I am going to put like foundation or something over top of it, I just can tell my complexion looks better going into putting my makeup on. And I love that feeling.
Yeah.
And yeah, so sunscreen in the winter, I feel like we all just think we can neglect it because the sun's not out.
Right.
But, well, it is still out.
Still
it's
out.
just behind all the clouds and darkness.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think
but the UV rays are still out.
They're still out and getting us.
It's funny because I always say, like, you can't see the damage that's happening.
Yes.
But it is, and eventually you notice it when you get to be my age.
Older.
Yeah,
Yes.
not necessarily
Older.
older.
It doesn't mean old.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Because I always had the
As
misconception
we continue
that
to
at
age,
like
really.
60, I'll finally see it. No,
No, 30.
30, yeah.
20 something starts hitting.
Exactly.
I have actually always been told, too, to put sunscreen on sometimes your hands when you are driving.
I've heard some people wear gloves.
Yes.
And I should do that because my hands are starting to show it.
I know. It shows aging. And then I'm really bad sometimes about doing skincare on my chest. And that is something I see in our current clients. Yeah, and we talk about lips sometimes, too. The lips. You got to take care of those lips.
I just focus on my face and then I forget about everything.
It's a good place to start. I feel like if you're someone who doesn't do
anything,
skincare, start just focusing on your face. And then you can add in those little things like eyelids and lips and chest. That's kind of what I've done.
I must need like a sticky note on my mirror to remind me.
Don't forget your spots. They're actually the harder spots to treat later on. So
exactly.
So do it now. I'm actually, again, as I'm aging, I'm starting to notice my under eyes feeling
That's the first
heavier.
place people notice.
And this is not really a skincare tip. It is a makeup skincare tip. And I'm sure some people feel like this is common knowledge, but we want to put foundation on under our eyes to help brighten them, right? But when you go to take it off, people are really rough with it.
Rubbing it.
So sometimes it's actually advised just to not put a ton of foundation right under here because you're then going to hurt that skin later when you take it off, or just have a better, more gentle method when you take your makeup off. But I saw that summer recently and I was like, wait, I never really considered that. Even when I take my mascara off, sometimes I'm pretty hard on my eyes to like get it off.
Rubbing, yeah.
And that's really bad.
And you're really only supposed to dab there, not rub.
Yes.
I can be guilty of that too.
Yes. So just a little reminder I thought I'd tell people
that's
because
good.
I've been reminded recently.
No, that's
yeah. So anyway, that's a good one. And go ahead with your cleansing.
I take mine off in the shower, so that helps a little bit, I think.
Yeah, see, but I don't. Sometimes I just don't shower at night.
You
like
wash your face.
I wash my face. Yeah, just depends on my day.
Speaking of cleansing and like exfoliating, they actually sometimes say you should reduce the frequency of the exfoliation or pick like a lighter exfoliation, not one that's so harsh.
Abrasive almost.
Yeah. Because you could be more. Your skin could be just more red and sensitive in the winter.
I feel like that's me in general.
And you want to keep the natural oils too. That's another.
And I'm also someone who's guilty of over exfoliating in general.
Yes, me too.
Because you want that, like, people always want to achieve that, like, a
baby
tight feeling, but it's actually not a good thing because you're stripping everything away.
Yeah.
And in the winter, like you said, that's even more important because we're already so harsh on our skin with the cold weather. That's a good reminder.
Yeah.
Any certain cleansers that people should maybe consider or avoid outside of anything that has exfoliant in it? Just really more of a gentle cleanser is better.
And hydrating. Like, look for, like, moisturizing ingredients, even if you have oily skin.
Yeah. Cool. Okay.
That's my biggest.
Yeah, I think that's good. Oh, and then I like this one, just protecting your exposed skin. I know I'm someone who's kind of guilty of like not wanting to put like gloves and scarves and hats and all that stuff on. This is actually a good one because we're going to get into hair tips here in a second. That's on my list for hair tips as well. So if you go outside, all that like harsh cold wind can really damage your hair, and then it's going to damage your skin. So if you can keep yourself protected, even if you're walking to your car, over time you're going to appreciate yourself for covering yourself up.
Yeah, exactly.
Even if it's not, blowing a bunch of wind, it's just that cold weather is just so much more damaging to us than
that harsh weather. Like increases the risk of free radicals, which is why you want to like use stuff with antioxidants in it too, because free radicals, like, they contribute to premature aging. So.
Yeah, it's a big one. Yeah. So use your vitamin C.
Vitamin C, yeah.
It's a big one. Awesome. Anything else on the skin?
I think that's most of it, yeah.
I've got quite a list of hair ones. Britt and I recently have been trying to focus more on our hair.
Yeah, my hair's been a struggle.
Yes. We've been noticing.
This year, for some reason, it really, just gave me a run.
I feel like you're noticing, like you said with aging, you're like, I just feel like things are catching up.
Things are all of a sudden, hitting me left and right. I'm not ready.
You're like, I got to fix one at a time. I can't have 10 things showing up.
Yeah, literally.
So the hair, and I'm noticing that I'm actually having weird, issues with my brows starting to spot and thin a little bit. So I'm having to tint those when I do my makeup. But
hair is starting to get right up there with me with the skin. As far as
that too.
Needing to
not worry. Address it
and make it part of my routine.
Agreed. Because I feel like again we have the skin down for the most part. So let's start.
We'll start with the hair.
And next
what tips you got for me?
So a big one that I think again a lot of people may know this, but not everyone does because it's something I learned later in life. But when we shampoo, that you only shampoo the scalp.
I literally just learned this last week.
Yeah, literally.
I'm 35. Oh, I texted you. I was like, and you were like, I've known. I was like, excuse me.
Yes, that did change for me probably in the last couple of years. I had a hairstylist who really pushed that, and that's what taught me.
I've never even seen a commercial where they only
they do it all.
They do it all.
Yes. So when I apply, even when I pour my shampoo and I apply it, I literally just put it. Or I do kind of lift up in the back to get it right on the scalp, but I just get on my scalp. Of course, some of it's gonna wash into.
Yeah, but you're not I'm putting the whole thing
up there, and actually all of that.
I think that's what dried out my ends really bad.
Yeah. Plus, and all that rubbing and shaking around of the hair can also damage the follicle, in addition to stripping it of all of its natural oils. So that's a big one. Is shampooing only really at your scalp or the root, and then conditioner especially if you're oily prone, condition the ends of your hair. And I do feel like that's a more common knowledge. But so those are some of those. And that's actually an all year round hair care tip. That's
it's funny that you say that I thought the conditioning the ends was really just for me because I had thinner hair. Yeah, but everyone should do that.
It's good for everybody. Sometimes what I'll do, and this is again, my hairdresser actually taught me this, but I'll condition my ends, and I'm very oily prone, so I am careful about conditioner in my roots, but I'll do my ends, and whatever's kind of left over on my hands, then I'll put it through the
rest.
Yes.
Yeah. Sometimes I do that too.
Especially when I'm feeling drier. Mm-hmm. So I'll do that. Or if I've done sometimes I'll double cleanse, we double cleanse our skin. I will double cleanse, shampoo my hair. So if I've really stripped it because I'm trying to detoxify it all, I'll get a little bit more generous with my conditioner. But I just have to be careful because I do get oily. But yeah, so they say just to focus on your ends, and you can whatever extras on your hands, kind of rub it through the rest of it. So I thought that was a good, easy tip to implement. This was one that I know Brittany was really excited about, and I I had known but not implemented, was wearing using a shower cap.
Yeah.
But it has to be made of that terracotta because of terracotta cloth, I think is what it's called.
Really? That was just that might be a technical term. I just searched terry cloth or something like that.
Okay, well don't quote me or maybe not her. I don't know. But terra something. And the reason for that is if you're avoiding washing your hair too frequently, when you use that specific material, it's going to keep the moisture in the air out.
Yeah, but can we just even address wearing a shower cap? I never even did that.
I know. Well, so again, that's because it's better to wash your hair less frequent, right?
Yeah, but I didn't think me being in the shower since I wasn't washing it was bad. I didn't realize just being, which is funny because I do know this about being with your skin. Because your skin, you can pull out the water. I take really hot showers, so that's
another thing.
Pulling out the water from my skin.
Basically, don't do anything you already do. No.
Yeah, literally. But that is not good for your hair either.
No. It's kind of, I always say treat your hair now
the same way your skin.
That's what it basically is anyway.
I don't know why this has not.
But it feels so separate.
It does feel separate.
And I just feel like it's been separated in our society too, obviously. Yeah. So it's separated in our brains. But a lot of what you do for your skin, you do for your hair. Mm-hmm. And the reason for that specific material is it's keeping that humidity or that moisture out when you're not wanting to have a hair washing day, but you're still showering. So I like that one. We kind of just talked about this, using too hot of water. You want to avoid that because that's stripping to both your skin and your hair. And then they do say to like finish your shower with cold water to kind of like
I do that.
Protect that. I tried to.
I don't love that in the winter though.
Cold. It's hard to do. Get like maybe put your towel in the dryer real quick or something so you can pop out and put something warm on. But that is better for actually your hair and also your skin. This is something I started implementing in the last year, but like silk pillowcases and hair accessories, like even our scrunchies, our hair ties, like get rid of those old
with the
rubber bandy ones that we used to use, and everything gets trapped in it and you're ripping it when you're pulling it out. Scrunchies for one, but then if you can get silk scrunchies, that's even better. And also for the silk scrunchies, the reason I like that is when you're putting your hair in a tight updo, which we should also technically avoid because that's going to cause like the thinning around your hairline. When you do like a silk scrunchie, you're not able to put your hair up as tight, so it kind of helps avoid that pulling as well. But then when you take your hair tie out, you're not ripping the hair out of your scalp as well. So I like the silk pillowcases are great for skin and hair. Yeah. And then we've started using the stuff at night. The caps.
For the skin, that silk actually doesn't hold the bacteria that like cotton does.
Okay, that makes sense.
That's another reason. Yeah, it doesn't trap it as much.
I like that one. That's good.
So I know it was a little off topic, but just so you know.
No, that's a fun fact. I have several more. So
you have a lot of
I got a list. I just have a bunch because there's things I'm trying to work on implementing as well. So
and
they're
these
good
are
reminders.
General hair tips though too.
Yes.
Like not necessarily just for the winter, but I would say like
these are definitely more general. And I do want to also point out like the tips we're giving obviously adjust based on your hair type and your needs. We're just saying specific tips that are supposed to be common knowledge, but I don't feel like they are.
They aren't.
Yeah.
Well, at least
not to us, at least. Maybe they are some of you.
Yeah.
The one I like, because I am oily prone, and I feel like being, again, oily prone, I avoid oils, but actually sometimes I need that. Yeah. So using, like, natural oils, like coconut oil, on your ends. So I have started using, I even did it today. There's an oil once I finish styling my hair. I use it right at my ends to kind of help lock it in and put some moisture. I do not put it close to my root because I would be a greasy mess, but I always just start at my ends and kind of work my way down. And I like that too because it kind of smooths my hair a little bit as well. So it's kind of doing both for me. And then again, like we keep saying, kind of avoiding washing your hair too frequently because the more you do that, the less oily you get. And you're not stripping as often. This is a common one that we all...
But here's the thing about that. I feel like some people like me, I'm like, okay, I can skip a day, but like I can't do like 3 days. But there's reasons why though, maybe. And I've been playing around with why I can't.
Yeah.
And one of them was brushing the combs.
Yeah, that was going to be one of mine coming up. Go ahead and say that one. We got a really cool tip that we learned recently. Or like
cleaning your combs, which should be freaking common knowledge.
Yeah, we found this one really recent. So we clean our makeup brushes, right?
Yeah, I clean my makeup.
Or you should be, at least.
No, I definitely do that because it grosses me out.
But I didn't used to. That's another thing I didn't do probably a year or two ago. Not frequently, not as much as I should. Now I do it like at least weekly, and then I do it weekly. Spray I do daily. That's like supposed to kill the bacteria. But our hairbrushes, which again, I'll keep the same hairbrush for several years.
Yeah.
I mean, I do try to get a new one every year. It's like our Christmas stocking gift. I feel like
a new brush.
But you're supposed to clean it every week, like in soap and water and like warm water, and we have not been doing that. So the reason for that is your own natural oils are trapped, and the bacteria, but everything's trapped in that brush. And so when
all the debris, really,
everything. And so when you like hairspray or whatever you've been using and brushing through for however long, when you have that clean hair that you just spent all that time with in the shower, and you're using that brush to brush everything out, you're just putting all that gross stuff right back in.
Yeah.
So cleaning your brushes, with just like soap and water, doesn't have to be anything difficult, or just replacing your brushes. We were kind of joking. I'm like, I might cheap enough. We might just replace it. I don't know. And then using a wet brush. That's like the big thing as well, or anything that has a bristle that's flexible. So when you brush, it's not ripping your strands out. It's flexible and it kind of moves with your hair versus like real rigid.
Because your hair is more delicate when it's wet. Another thing about the skipping the days, because that always driving me nuts because I can't get my...
Some people will be like, you got to go a week sometimes without washing it. I'm like, I don't think
I can hardly go a day.
I'm going to say I could never because I feel like I've trained. I can't probably go a full week.
Well, this is another common knowledge one, but I think I'm going to say it anyway because I just learned
She's learning a lot about her hair.
So I've got a good dry shampoo that's not over drying. It's that Moroccan oil.
I like the Moroccan one too.
Yeah, because it feels like it's hydrating. It's not like, I don't know. It just doesn't feel like it's too harsh on my hair.
No, I have You go ahead.
But the trick is, and apparently you guys all say you know this, but to spray it before it gets oily.
Yes. So my hairdresser I have a great hairdresser apparently. Because she taught me this one too, because again, I'm oily prone. I complain because she let me play with a couple different types of dry shampoo because I say dry shampoo actually makes me greasier, I've always felt like. And a lot of them do. Still, I still stand by that. But the Moroccan one does not. And I use the Moroccan one that has dark tone
I have dark
to
tone,
it.
yeah.
Because my roots
so it
are
doesn't
dark.
leave the white
So it doesn't leave that little residue. So they have different tints to it, which I like as well. But yes, so because I'm so oily and I was like trying to play with these dry shampoos, she's like, you just might be somebody. And again, maybe not everybody's like this, but even if I just cleaned and like and blow dried my hair, I need to put in the dry shampoo because it's going to get me started on a better path, basically. So I've started to do that, especially if I know I'm going to want to keep my hair not washed for a couple more days, I will do that. But if I know I'm going to like have to wash my hair because of an event or something, then I don't always put all the effort into that. That's a good one, though, because I don't think a lot of people know that at all. Or, again, if you're oily, and I think we're more oily-haired people.
So that's helped me get maybe one more day.
Yeah.
By doing it.
It's hard, though, like when you work out in the morning, and then I know people are like, I'll just blow dry my sweat into my hair. And I'm like, I'm oily. Like, it does not just look.
No, I have to put some dry shampoo
It's rough. It's rough out there. And then, scalp massages. That's more good. That's better if you have, like, thinning. But actually just using your own hands and just kind of like you do at your hair salon, they do. Just giving it, even if it's 3 to 5 minutes, just doing a nice scalp massage.
I have one of those scrubbers in the shower.
Or you could do the scrubber in the shower. There's like a couple different things you can get, but just stimulating that blood flow to the hair follicle, that's really important for longevity of the hair follicle, and just for overall health, because all that nutrients in your blood is supplying the hair itself. So that's good. And then my last one I really want to touch on, because again, I know we kind of talked about this, with protective hair or like headgear when you go outside, but more importantly, because I used to be guilty of doing this because I'm somebody with more naturally curly hair, so I would just like shower and then like leave for the day. But when it's cold outside, don't go outside with wet hair.
Oh, yeah.
Because of that cold and that interaction with the wet hair is super damaging to the hair follicle. So drying your hair.
Constricted or something?
It's basically just more susceptible to breakage because it's drying it. Yeah. I think
it's already wet.
And it's wet.
Yeah.
So it's really susceptible. I can't believe I did that. I mean, I probably did that my whole childhood.
Really?
Honestly. Because I have curly hair, so I would just shower in the morning.
Well, that sounds miserable. Wet outside.
But it would just be quick.
Weather.
Yeah, I don't know. And that's why they say you get sick. Well, you know what? You're going to lose your hair that way, too. So just don't do it. I never got sick from doing that, I don't feel. Well, that I'm aware of. But, yeah, because sometimes I just shower in the morning and then run off because I was stupid and a kid. It's not like I played outside in the cold with it, but I'm run off to the school bus or something. I don't know. I guess we're not outside as much, as adults.
Yeah.
In the cold. Anyway, you can leave me alone about that one.
That just don't do it.
Fun. Some people do that. I've had people who really.
I'm sure there's people that do, but
yeah. So those are our hair tips, and then we did just thought it'd be kind of fun to like throw in some wellness tips for the winter. I know myself included. I don't know if Brittany feels this way, but man, that seasonal depression hits quick when that sun goes down at 5 o'clock. It's cold out. I don't do as much. My friends don't want to leave and go do much. I struggle.
Do you ever get one of those vitamin D lights?
That's on my list of things to do. I used to in college. I have not done it now in my adult life because I don't know.
Is that what it is? I think it's vitamin
D. It's just a sunlight. It's like a big lamp that's a bunch of bright light. And so, it helps stimulate vitamin D in your body is kind of why they call it that. In college, I have a really good friend of mine. She uses it religiously. She sent me a picture recently, and she got it out the second. It even got to like 30 degrees. She pulled that bad boy out of its storage. Yeah, actually before.
It's getting dark at 4
when she starts to feel that seasonal depression creeping on in, she brings it out. They're just real bright lamps, basically. But you can just sit by it, and it helps. Especially when it's dark at 5 o'clock. If you put it, at night, it's going to help with your body's like sleep-wake cycle. It's going to help keep that wake cycle a little longer, basically, and then stimulate the vitamin D. So that's a good one. Something I do a lot because I do have an issue sometimes with being low on vitamins, but vitamin shots are good ones you can do, like a vitamin D shot in the winter, a couple, like one a month maybe for the winter time, just to keep your vitamin D levels up. Especially because we live in Ohio, we tend to have lower vitamin D because we don't have a lot of sunshine. Even in the summer, we have a lot of rain and all that.
Right.
So just keeping that, up, and it's an easy, quick, painless thing to do, especially if you get it like in your butt. It's painless, and you're just out the door in 5 minutes. So that's a good one to do. If you're someone who's like prone to a lot of illnesses in the winter, doing even like the IV hydration, that's a good thing you can do to get all your vitamins, your nutrients back, and stay hydrated in the winter time.
I'm sure it helps your skin.
Helps all your skin because there's all those like antioxidants and like glutathione and all that in there. You can kind of pick your bag or whatever you feel like you need. But yeah, you can
give you some of that glow because your skin's often really dull in the winter.
You're feeling gross. Your skin's you're not feeling probably as pretty because your skin and hair is acting weird, and then the weather. So that's a good one. If you're like a tea drinker, like peppermint teas are good, cinnamon teas, anything that has like a warm effect to it. Those are great for the winter because it stimulates your body to think warmth, basically. So warming teas.
I was always doing the nighttime tea. That's not like a warm tea, though.
Thankfully, it's at least warm, so in your body it's
I do
warm.
do hot
but
tea.
like something like a peppermint or a cinnamon
okay.
it's more stimulating, so it helps with that warmth sensation. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And that actually is also with the aromatherapy. I put that, something like a peppermint. It can help. Or you could do like a eucalyptus, something that's calming. You could do that if you're feeling stressed or like anxious. But a stimulant like a peppermint or cinnamon can be a good smell. And then also with the tea, I want to go back to tea. The nice thing about those is they're also immune boosting. So it can help with your immune system.
Oh, yeah. We are more prone to getting sick.
Yeah.
Ooh. This is another thing just reminded me of those sauna blankets.
Oh, yes. I didn't even put that on my list.
I know. I didn't either, but it just came through.
One.
But I love those because that helps you fight sickness,
a
too.
warm, cozy blanket.
I know.
It stimulates your metabolism. It helps with circulation, so that's helping your hair, skin, whatever. Yeah. And then, it just feels nice.
I know. It does feel nice.
It's almost like a weighted kind of thing, to it, too. So you just feel like you're in a little cocoon. So, look up a sauna blanket.
Or just, go to a sauna.
Or you go to a sauna. Yeah, there's a lot of spas.
Of course, you got to be careful, of course, with them.
And, like, a red light. We're talking more. I mean, you can do a steam sauna, too. But a red light sauna, those are nice. Yeah. Or you could buy one at home, get your own sauna mat. Yeah. Brett and I do that and tuck ourselves into our sauna mat for 45 minutes. Be careful about that, though, if you have, like, a cardiovascular issue. Obviously, consult your doctor on that one. But it is a great... You could do it all year round. You should do it all year round. But
I love it in the winter.
We love pulling it out.
Yeah.
I need to pull that out. I kind of forgot about mine.
I know, me too.
This is similar to the tea, but when you're cooking, if you're someone who enjoys cooking or is trying to eat, healthy or whatever, adding warming spices. So like turmeric, cinnamon, cayenne pepper. Again, same thing. So it's kind of creating that like heating sensation in your body. So that's another, but that was kind of a fun one. I talked about light therapy, so that's really good. So they also call them sunlight boxes.
Okay.
Or SAD boxes because,
I love that.
Because the seasonal affective disorder is SAD, so like a SAD box. Yeah. If you're feeling kind of sad. And then stuff that we always like doing is like mind, body, spirit kind of practices. So like through energy healing, meditation, you name it. Just
it's a good time to like go within for sure.
Yes.
If you think about seasons and like what the like
bears
do, they hibernate.
Yes. So take a time to yourself to kind of like reflect on life and then find things that are uplifting and positive for your mental and overall well-being is always great. Different practices like yoga you can get into, chai tea.
That's
teas. Tai Chi. I flipped it. Oh my gosh. Or like Reiki, acupuncture, all that stuff is good. And I know it gets cold depending on where you live. But even just trying to get out and walk in nature, maybe during the daylight, obviously during the daylight hours, but still trying to get outside when you can is huge. Don't want to feel so trapped inside all day long.
Right.
So those are kind of my overall wellness tips. Any of
them
that were new for you that you haven't done?
The spice tea.
The spice was thing. The teas or the spices in your food.
I like citrusy or like bedtime teas.
Sleepy time tea. That's
sleepy
good.
Times.
Yeah, I call them the sleepy.
But that I don't think you're trying to do the opposite where you wake me up.
It's more like
my body up
because and it's 5 o'clock and you're like, gosh, I can go to bed right now. That's tough, especially if you like work till 6 or whatever you want to do things when you get home. Like I struggle. Like I have to work out in the mornings in the winter specifically because I know when 5, 6 o'clock comes, I'm like, I don't really want to go to the gym now because I went to the gym the other day at like 6:45 and I literally walked in joking. I'm like, it feels like I'm here at midnight. Like I know. I shouldn't be here anymore.
Yeah,
but
you want to check out.
Yes, and I just want to chill, which isn't always good either. I need to like get out and do things, so it should give me a reason to get out. But just something that creates that more warm effect, so you don't feel like you're just trapped and cold.
That's a good one.
So I hope people have learned something from that. Yeah. I don't know. I hope it helps some people in the wintertime. It can be a weird feeling in the winter and trying to get out of that. So, any other tips?
Some people are lucky enough to not even have a winter.
That's true. Depends on where you're hearing us.
Depends on where you're at. But I think
it gets colder for them.
Yeah, and I think these tips are good, honestly, for...
Yeah, most of these are like a year round.
Anything.
Just more things to focus on in the winter if you're feeling, some type of way. But we appreciate you guys listening. I hope these were helpful for you. And stay tuned.
Boxland Media. Think big.